What's up, peeps? I've just been talking to some people recently and chatting and stuff, and I just wanted to offer some words of encouragement, right? Stay strong, stick to your guts, stick to your gut feeling. Like, don't sway, even though people try to convince you with doctrine, with theory, with all these things, because I'll just share a little bit about, recent things that have been going on in my life. I'm actually coming back to Korea now. I've come back to Korea because my father is a little bit unwell. He's had a heart arrhythmia. But it's such a poetic journey and experience of coming back to where I was born, where I grew up, the culture that I was manifested inside, now with the eyes that I have, now that I see, that the people suffer because they do not know, because they don't have access to the alkaline diets. Now I see, the zombie system, the unsustainable hamster wheel that's feeding and sustaining everyone, and how someone who doesn't want to be a part of that system is looked at as lesser, is looked at as out of place, and all of these different kinds of things. It's helping me see, just how, for instance, here in Korea, apparently they were still masking until a month ago. So what are the coincidences that I come right after they stopped doing that? I didn't know. But, it's about time that we unmask and we stand true and we stand proud in simplicity, really. People can't handle it, when I bring to the conditioned people that, it's as simple as eating things that don't conflict with your body. It's as simple as eating things that are living, that are full of electricity. And it's funny because I'm finding people that are actually reiterating this, but in Korea, I'm finding, because when I came to Korea, to be honest, until very recently, I was like, I need to get the heck out of here. I need to get back to the tropics. Even though I came for family, this is impossible. Like, it's so desolate, it's so hopeless. And suddenly I start meeting people that are like-minded. And I start coordinating and can see somewhat of a lighthouse operation happening in Korea as well. So, yeah, just, times are rough. Things are getting a lot heavier, as we're approaching the revelation or the apocalypse, which is not this whole dramatic thing. I mean, it is, but it's just a revealing. So, this is where you really hang tight, and like, for instance, like recently I've been questioning myself, just, being around the zombies, for lack of a better word. I'm so sorry I'm using that term, but being around muggles, I question magic. Being around zombies, I wonder, am I alive or am I dead? So, and this is what I've noticed, is the system is so good at making what is unnatural seem natural, seem like the norm. What is unhealthy seem healthy, right? All this doctrine, this doctor, this theory seem like, reality. And then it makes it seem like what is natural, what is nature, is unnatural, is unhealthy. It completely twists things upside down. So, again, it's so heartwarming to me that there are people, even though they may not be many, there are people everywhere that that are so bright that no amount of zombification dampening, no amount of electromagnetic subversive, whatever it is, no amount of code can keep them down. And it's very refreshing to come across these people. In Korea, for one, these people that are questioning everything, like conspiracy, round earth, diet, all this kind of stuff. I actually haven't read the book, but there's this Korean group of people that are have this like book club kind of thing of Anastasia and the Ringing Cedars. Actually, Gijs brought this up. One of my friends, Gijs, in Portugal, he brought it up to me, and he was talking about how there was this Russian lady who can telepathically communicate with bears, and is very connected with nature, has this idea that 1 hectare for each person can solve all the problems in the world, which is true. All the problems are coming from us being stacked up like we're in some animal farm, slaughterhouse, prison, slaving away until we die. Instead of being guardians and stewarding the earth, she talks about the DNA exchange when you're handling seeds. She talks about how fruit is perfect. I mean, let's just quickly reiterate on those points. Fruit is already cooked, right? You don't need to cook it. Fruit is already seasoned, right? Just the seasons passing by already puts all the flavor and the minerals in it with the right angles and all this kind of stuff of the sun, of soul. It's full of soul, right? It's full of energy. It's full of vitality. It has the seed, right? Don't eat these fruits. They're taking the seed out of. It has the seed in which you can take part in it and eat in it. And even after consumption, you can give life, whether you spit the seed out or you pass it through and poop it out. I mean, fruit is the miracle of miracles. It is pure magic. It is pure love, right? It is unconditional love. It comes in the form of a fruit. So, so this Anastasia, Russian chick, she goes over all this kind of stuff too. And, is telling how people should eat lightly, should play, really, that we've lost the art of play. We're so concerned about, the stupidest of things. We don't have time for the most subtle, important things. And that's another thing, isn't it? Now the little things like family, like love, like relationship, like, appreciation of the earth, of the soil, the smells in nature, the sound of the bird, the whistling of the wind, the bugs that buzz by, the beauty of the flower, the immensity of the green of a forest, the fineness of sand. We overlook everything, and we're so focused on, a few codes that this matrix system propagates, right? That we overlook the most simple details, the most beautiful intricacies, right? So, that's also something I've been noticing, is that this culture that we've created, this congestion that we're a part of, this trafficking that we're allowing to happen, it's ridiculous. And so I haven't been reading the Bible lately just because, not because I'm unreligious. It's just I don't want to be stuck to, a book. I want to live the life, because I know life is the book, right? Life is the good book. Every action you take, every action you make, every thought you take, you're writing a line in a book, in the book. And so I don't avoid the Bible, right? So someone happened to hand me this Bible, and the first page I opened to, I actually misquoted it. I posted a different quote, but was this. When you see Jerusalem surrounded by soldiers, you will know that it will soon be destroyed. If you are living in Judea at that time, run to the mountains. If you are in the city, leave it. And if you are out in the country, don't go back into the city. This time of punishment is what is written about in the scriptures. It's what's written about in the stars. I added that part. It will be an awful time for women who are expecting babies or nursing young children. Oh, maybe because they're chopping off the umbilical cords and, putting death certificates, that are, birth certificates that are really death certificates, and trading them on, all this kind of stuff. And, there's people in the background doing nefarious activities with our youth. Maybe that's what it's talking about. I don't know. Everywhere in the land, people will suffer horribly and be punished. Some of them will be killed by the sword. Others will be carried to foreign countries. Jerusalem will be overrun by foreign nations until their time comes to end. When the Son of Man appears, strange things will happen to the sun, moon, and stars. The nations on earth will be afraid of the roaring sea and the tides, and they won't know what to do. People will be so frightened that they will faint because of what is happening to the world. Every power in the sky will be shaken. Then the Son of Man will be seen coming in the cloud with great power and glory. When all of this starts happening, stand up straight and be brave. You will soon be set free. I'll just read to the end here then. A lesson from a fig tree. Then Jesus told them a story. When you see a fig or any other tree putting out leaves, you know that the summer will soon come. The heat will soon come, yeah? So when you see these things happening, you know that God's kingdom will soon be here. You can be sure that some of the people of this generation will still be alive when all of this takes place. The sky and the earth won't last forever, but my words will. Don't spend all your time thinking about eating or drinking or worrying about life. If you do, the final day will suddenly catch you like a trap. That day will surprise everyone on earth. Watch out and keep praying that you can escape all that is going to happen, and the Son of Man will be pleased with you. Jesus taught in the temple each day, and he spent each night on the Mount of Olives. Everyone got up early and came to the temple to hear him teach. Usually I would go for the King James version, but this was just handed to me, and that's the first page that I opened up to, and it's synchronicity would be an understatement, What's coming is more fantastic, more horrible, more amazing than anything we can imagine. It is beyond imagination itself. So, without any intention of trying to profit, you should be in the right place at the right time. You should be doing the right things at the right time. And right now is the greatest test of all, because we're in the midst, we're trying to sustain the magic in the midst of the muggles, in the midst of all this discouragement, all this doubt, all this stress. So stay strong, stay true. And if I were to give another example, people are so indoctrinated that they would rather believe, a doctor who disobeys the tenets of Hippocrates. They'd rather believe a system that, is sucking every single penny from them, than to entertain the idea that quite possibly nature has the answers. Quite possibly, nature is the only thing that can help us, that can save us. Nature is the only way we can harmoniously live on this earth and stop trampling over each other, ourselves, our family members, and our true mother, which is the earth. So, yeah, again, I'm so pleased to see that there's this movement, like I was talking about with the Anastasia and the ringing cedars in Korea. There's this movement of natural farming that's saying, screw, even compost, screw fertilizing, screw watering excessively, screw all these things, screw tilling the ground, screwing up nature, screw that all together. Let's just do it the original way. Screw all this modern technology, all this unsustainability, all these chemicals, right? Screw the pharmaceuticals, screw all this stuff. Screw the system. We don't need it anymore, And the system is going to spit those people that don't need the system out. And rightfully so, thank God, we can do it better, to those that, can't even see that they've been conditioned and they've brought up in such an unnatural place. There is no place in nature for them. And we forgive them and we forgive ourselves and we move on. And another side note, on some vegan channels in the Philippines, I post I want to create a Garden of Eden in the Philippines. I want to be a part of, some creation in the Philippines, and I get 150 likes and comments here, and 150 likes and comments on different pages. So people are there, guys. People are awake. There's people like you out there. You don't have to feel alone. Again, behind the word alone is all one. The movement of light, the movement of love. What separates love from hate is that in love there is no separation. You see what I'm saying? In hate is separation. Hate is you versus me. Love is together to get her. We're doing this together. We are on one page. We are on one team. We are humanity. It's not Islam versus Christianity. It's not Judaism versus Buddhism. We bleed the same blood. We breathe the same air. And yes, as Yaki and Dr. Sebi and Morse may point out, that there are biological differences, and you could almost look at different races as different species. We are still made by one God, and we are still originally fruitarian. Though there may be varying mutations that are more accepting than others of other foods, still the diet that is the most simple is the diet that is going to raise the consciousness of humanity, is the diet that's going to bring us back to natural farming, to less artificial methods, is the diet that's going to solve all the suffering and the pain in this world, which is raw fruit and some herbs. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on when I'm in Korea, is just planting as many fruit trees as possible, throwing as many seeds, regardless if it's 8,000 to 1 chance of it coming out, or 1 to 8,000 chance of coming out. I don't care. I don't care how hopeless the Matrix sees things. I don't have a choice but to move in the direction of life, because I am living. So even if the people around me are dead or close to dead, I'm sorry, That's been one of the big things, right? Is I'm sorry that I can't eat your dead food with you. I'm sorry that I can't operate in your terms. I'm sorry that I may seem aloof, alien, you know, in another dimension, all of these words. I'm sorry, but it's not because I'm trying to. It's just because it's who I am. It's because, not because I'm creating some extraordinary theory, but because I've seen and I've understood. So therefore I can't walk back. I've seen that some diets create illness and some diets cure illness. And it's beyond any science. It's beyond any reason. It's beyond any logic. It's a gut feeling. It's a I know. It's beyond beliefs. Same with God. Same with religion. It's not about me being Christian or not. It's way beyond that. It's way beyond labels. It's about life and death and what is natural and what is not natural. And to be able to say truthfully that I love what is natural. And what is unnatural, gosh, I wish we can all leave that as soon as possible. So let's do that together. In nature, let's forgive ourselves, let's forgive each other, and let's heal. Because my gosh, is there a lot of sickness in this world. Alrighty, love you guys. Stay strong. We're going to get through this, okay? Just like I read in that book, the city's about to fall. Get the hell out. Make sure you get the hell out in time. You know, it's going to be paradise sooner than you know it. I'll see you guys soon.